What's up, you beautiful people? Welcome to another video. So this is a conversation that I just had with Anuj off camera. We happened to be recording, had the mic in my hand because we were about to get going here, but it was actually really valuable from a teaching perspective for him and for me being able to express these thoughts. And so I wanted to share this with you, but effectively what it boils down to is this, is that most people on the internet are completely full of shit. I mean, it's not like super surprising, but the reason that they're full of shit is because they have been told what to think and what to do, but they haven't been told how to think. And so most of the people out there that are regurgitating ideas, whether that's how to build a social media following, how to build a business, how to get out of your own way and step into your own greatness, whatever. Most people are just regurgitating the tactics, but they don't understand the underlying strategy or the why of the thing. And once you understand the why and the how, then the what naturally follows. So instead of starting with what you need to do, you should always be digging to try to understand the why and the how, and then you can reverse engineer to the what. So that's what this episode is going to help you figure out. Let me know if you like this style of video. Drop down in the comments if so. If not, well, I still love you, me and your mom, and your dad, and your uncle, and we will all collectively see you at the next family gathering and or in the next video. Because they don't understand the strategy, they default to tactics, and the tactics are the words. And so there's one sense of, the exercise that I had you do where it was go find 100 hooks and then document them and then turn them into formulas. The value of an exercise like that is that you're taking the data that you have looking at somebody else's product and then reverse engineering how you think they got there. But the problem is that it's fundamentally flawed long term. Because you just have knowledge, but you don't have understanding. You don't comprehend. You know what to say, but you don't understand why it works. So, but the first step of that is just you can reverse engineer the scaffolding and say, okay, here's the phone. Let's reverse engineer. How does the screen work? Oh, this, and this. You can do it from top down, from the end product back, or you can start from first principles, physics, and then build up to the phone. Right? That's how the phone came to be. On a long enough time frame, but you don't need to do that bottom up analysis anymore. And so you stand on the shoulders of giants that came before. And so you go, okay, they made the phone, let's reverse engineer what makes this work. Cool, let's stack on top of that now. So, but the step one of go pull hooks, deconstruct the formula doesn't help you understand the psychology, the strategy behind why this hook worked in this context and another one didn't. But nobody, at the end of the day, there's a lot of theorizing about why things are the way that they are, but they're just theories, right? David Deutsch talks about this. He's a famed physicist in his books, the reality of everything, the fabric of reality and the theory of everything, or something like that. He has 2 books, but he effectively talks about how science's highest order goal is creating explanations, not theories, not prediction. The goal of science isn't to predict outcomes, it's to explain why outcomes occur. Because if you have good explanations for things, then the predictions will inevitably follow. Now that's counterintuitive. That sounds straightforward when you hear it first, but that's not actually the way most people approach life and or science. They see something happen, then they predict based off of past events what's likely to happen next, and then they create a theory based off of that. So the flaw with this is the famed story of the turkey, right? Every single day of the year, the turkey, the farmer comes out and he feeds the turkey and he's like, hey, the farmer loves me. He takes care of me, right? Because every single day he has a data point that suggests this farmer loves me. He feeds me. He takes care of me. And so one day the farmer comes out and cuts his head off and it's Thanksgiving, right? So he had a prediction based off of a pattern of behavior that was right until it wasn't right, right? But he didn't have a good explanation for why what was happening. Because if he had a good explanation, then it could have predicted. And so all that's to say is the problem with a lot of people on social media and the content that we see is that people are just regurgitating the tactics without understanding the strategies. They're predicting based off of past events without actually having a good explanation for why. And everybody's kind of plugging in their best theories of saying here's why this typically works. And then the people who are the most successful are typically the most successful because their explanations are the best. Their explanations are the best at predicting what's going to happen next. And so they become the people that we follow. And then everybody downstream of that just becomes parrots of that one person who really has the understanding, right? And then it becomes idiots all the way down. And so then all the idiots are just saying the same thing, but they don't necessarily understand why the thing is the way. And so when you were talking about that example with the hooks, it's really fascinating because you gave a tactic.
Yeah.
You gave the tactic, which was, if I remember correctly, it was something like, people don't want to be labeled effectively. Don't call people, hey, you're a procrastinator.
Yeah.
Instead, link that that label to a behavior, to the event that led to the thing. So instead of saying, hey, you're a procrastinator, instead saying, you performed this activity last night, stayed up until 3 a.m. Studying for the test because you had put off throughout the semester the studying that you needed to do. And people will receive that message more openly. And then the underlying theory there that I got you to understand was, okay, fundamentally, all that guy described there is show, don't tell.
Yeah.
Don't tell somebody they're a procrastinator. Show the scene of that person procrastinating so that they're pulled in and they see themselves. It resonates, right? So that's just basic storytelling. But I'm guessing he probably didn't use that exact terminology to explain it. Maybe he does understand it on that level, but you didn't. Right? Because you just took the soundbite that he had given you. Don't tell people they're this, set the scene here and connect it to an event. And then I took it one step further from just the tactic, and I helped you understand the strategy behind that. And that's what good coaches, that's what good mentors do, is they take the tactic, the thing right in front, and they go, okay, here's why that is. We need to go one level deeper. Because now once you understand that, then you go, oh, show, don't tell. I just need to understand that concept. Features over, or benefits over features, right? Sell the vacation, not the plane ride, right? All those concepts are just fundamentally show, don't tell, all the way down. So and that's like Elon Musk would talk about first principles, like understand the core concept and then build up from there. Because the person who started from ground zero and built up their understanding of physics, of electricity, of circuitry, of computation, of all that stuff, who's able to build the phone themselves from that standpoint, understands the phone far better than the guy who just got the finished product and then reverse engineered. Oh, this thing links to the battery. This thing over here does this. I don't know exactly where that came from or how they figured out that this ampage or this wattage does X, Y, Z, right? So it's like monkey see, monkey do, but man understand. And your goal in life should be to be a man that understands.